Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I know I've been away for some time. I know I've been missing in action, but I'm actually currently working on a video on this Kendrick and Drake beef situation, so expect that really soon. But I'm here to talk about a creator on TikTok by the name of The Coolest Kev. He posted a really alarming video today, essentially donning blackface. There's been this Euphoria foundation shade that was caught up in a whirlwind of controversy this past week. And so much important conversation and discussion has erupted from that scandal. And just so you guys have some context, I'm going to share the video that the creator, the original creator who came out critiquing this brand, shared to TikTok.
Which side of my face is the black face paint or the Euphoria foundation? You can't tell. You know why? Tar in a bottle. This is jet black face paint, and this is the darkest shade of the Euphoria Date Night foundation. This is black face paint. This is the darkest shade of the Euphoria foundation. A few months ago, I tried the darkest shade of the Euphoria foundation. This is what it looked like on me. I'm gonna apply some of the foundation on this side of my face so you guys can see. Let's just go ahead and try to blend this out, you guys. Enough. Who is that color? I'm gonna wipe this off. Let me put the paint all over my face. I'm literally just going in with the face paint. We're gonna do some painting, and let me just go ahead and blend it out with a brush. This is the darkest shade of the Euphoria foundation. This is black face paint. Sometimes it's okay to say, hey, maybe my brand is not made for complexion. I'm gonna squeeze a pump of this on my forehead just right out the bottle so you guys can see that I'm literally not joking. We're gonna do a big blend of this, you guys. When we say that we want you guys to make shades for us, we don't mean to go to the lab and ask for minstrel show black. What we mean is to take the browns that you have made, create undertones, and do what you need to do in the lab so it's a darker shade of brown. This is the darkest shade 600, and as you guys can see in the bottle, literally jet black. The shade right next to it, shade 590. This is what it looks like in the bottle. Here is shade 600. You guys, there could be like 10 more shades in between these two shades. In addition to that, when we go to the actual website and we look at the swatch, not only is the swatch online literally jet black, there's literally only 4 or 5 shades for people that actually have dark complexions. Not really for black people, for being honest. Not only in 2024 is this so disgusting and disrespectful, but this needs to be pulled off the shelves.
But this creator in particular, who's known for making incendiary, inflammatory content, his whole shtick is manufacturing, and I've said this on my TikTok video, manufacturing controversy, saying and doing some of the most craziest things, obscene things, just to rage bait and farm for engagement. He recently put out this video wearing this shade, which is black, jet black. It is absent of an undertone. Instead of like swatching it on his hand, he completely covered and painted his whole face with the foundation. As somebody who's been online on TikTok specifically for the past 4 going on 5 years now, making social justice commentative content, I am no stranger to non-black creators rage baiting and farming for engagement off of the backs of black folk, off of the plight and struggle and trauma of black folk, right? And so oftentimes as this content makes its rounds on the internet, we make the mistake of engaging. We make the mistake of, stitching, duetting, screen recording the video, bringing it to another platform and circulating it across, the internet's algorithms. And I started a campaign on TikTok, and I'm about to share the video, but I started a suppression campaign on TikTok to get this creator's follower count down, to get people to block and to completely filter and censor out his content. I think black folk need to understand how important their attention is, how profitable our attention is. Our attention can make or break a career. Our attention can put food on somebody's table. We are one of the largest creators and consumers of entertainment in America, even globally. I think we can say that, right? And at a moment's notice, at any moment's notice, we should be able to pull that visibility, pull that rug pull that attention from under the foot of non-black folk who seek to exploit that, right? They want to amass social capital by enraging us, by weaponizing and mocking our trauma, mocking how these systems of oppression are built to subjugate and oppress us. And for me, I'm at this point in my life, especially given our current climate, enough is enough. Enough is enough. And so I'm gonna share the video that I shared to TikTok. And this creator on TikTok also happens to be on YouTube. So I'm hoping this is my first attempt in trying to, you know, mass organize and rally people to take back the power, take back their attention into their own hands. So here's the video. If you haven't seen by now, there's a TikTok creator by the username The Coolest Kev on here donning full blackface wearing the Euphoria Foundation shade that was caught in a whirlwind of controversy this past week. Some of y'all may actually be familiar with his content as he's been unrelenting in his antagonistic behavior towards black folk and persons of color. His whole shtick is manufacturing controversy by saying and doing some of the most obscene things, being racially insensitive and provocative. He's a clout hungry. He's a clout chaser. Hence why, in that video he just dropped, he didn't swatch that foundation shade on his hand just to show you the contrast. He painted his whole entire face in that jet black foundation. I'm not gonna green screen or stitch his video. I'm not gonna provide y'all with a historical debrief, a full deep dive on why this behavior is problematic. Instead, I have an assignment for y'all. This is a digital mass organizing effort, a campaign to teach people like Kev a lesson. I'm calling on black folk, allies, wherever you are across all four corners of the globe to participate in this action. Here are your instructions. Down below in my caption and up above, I've provided his username for you. This is the same username for all his socials: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. For this action, the only thing required is an unfollow and block. Do not like, do not comment, do not share his videos. If you already did comment, delete it. This should be done for all his platforms. Yes, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Once that is completed, you can return to my comment section and comment unfollowed and blocked so we can gauge and have metrics for how well this campaign is doing. I'm thinking 2019 James Charles v. Tati Westbrook sort of like impact effect. So for that to work, obviously this video would need to spread like wildfire. You guys know how to make that happen. And should this video be taken down, you guys have my permission to repost this video on your platforms and continue spreading the campaign. And to my black folk, we've seen so much in the past couple years, and just the past few months even. So no, there's some things you and I can't control. But this, let's have fun. Let's see what we do in the next 72 hours. I just want to reiterate that the goal here is suppression. It's to put a muzzle on anti-black bigotry, on racism, discrimination. This is somebody, like I said before, who rage baits, farms for engagement. He's clout obsessed. He's clout hungry. He wants people to see him participate and partake in this vitriolic behavior. And I think it's important. I think it's important to demonstrate and to show people that there are consequences. There are real life implications. Should black folk give a fuck? Should we care enough to rally and organize? There are real life implications for participating in this behavior with the intent to disrespect and punch down on black folk. And so, as the instructions are laid out, if you follow this person who also happens to be a creator on YouTube, unfollow, unsubscribe, block the account, and share the video. Share the video from TikTok, share the video on here, share it with your friends. An example needs to be made out of persons like this, out of people like this. People need to see that you cannot have a successful career peddling anti-black imagery and racism against a marginalized group. I also wanted to add that since dropping that first video, he has responded offering this piss poor apology. I'm gonna throw it up.
I'm so sorry if you're like offended, because I really did not intend on like doing any blackface. I would never do that, and like I do love black people, obviously.
I also want to add, just for further context, it was recently disclosed that the Coolest Kev, as he is known by his username, has a Discord server where there are minors present, There are no safeguards for the channels that contain NSFW content, not suitable for work sort of content. One of the mods for his server is 14 years old. And this is information that's slowly coming out. I had a mutual send this tweet to me containing screenshots trying to corroborate this story. I am not a part of his Discord server. I'm just familiar with his past work and his past content, making incendiary comments about Black and POC folk. And just so this doesn't seem like it's an unprovoked witch hunt and I'm just talking crazy at the side of my neck, I'm gonna show you some of his content.
Black people or Taylor Swift? Let's finally address. Black people will rip Taylor Swift and her music to shreds, and like that's somehow okay because she's like white and she's like mediocre. But I sing the N-word out loud when Black people music come on. I look like I'm allowed to say the N-word because my crazy tan. I'm basically cosplaying as a dark-skinned African Robert in the Hood. I don't mind white men fetishizing me like a little bit because I literally fetishize white men back. Like if I fulfill a white man's fantasy of like colonizing my country and like having me be this like super submissive Asian person, which I am, the white man also fulfills my fantasy of like dating a super hot manly dude that I see.
I mean, again, this is somebody who clearly is clout obsessed, clout hungry, and he will do anything, will say anything, will post anything just for a little bit of engagement. And I think that's cause for concern. Before my next video comes out, I do want to announce that I have a Patreon now. It is currently up. I'll make sure the bio or the link for that is provided in my description box. But I essentially wanted to create a space where I could talk about the things that were close and dear to me. I wanted to foster a community online that I felt comfortable talking about certain things and sharing certain things. So there's 2 tiers depending on which one you want to go for. There's a description on Patreon and you'll be able to see what's offered on each tier. But for the folk here, any video that I have coming out will be available 24 hours before it's dropped on YouTube, on Patreon. And I do want more people on there because I want to kiki. I have some shit to say. I got some things that I don't want to necessarily platform as a discussion on TikTok, on Twitter, on Instagram, or even on YouTube, but amongst people who care to hear my thoughts, opinions, and would like to engage. So if that's something you guys are interested in, you can go ahead and click on the link, become a part of my community garden. But yeah, until then, I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching this all the way through, and yeah, I love you guys.